Okay, good evening. I'm Adam Hills, being joined with Stones manager Stuart Maynard. It's Monday night, following our 2-0 defeat at Woking on Saturday. And of course, we've got a really exciting game at home to Notts County tomorrow evening. Stu, thanks for joining us. Let's start with Saturday's 2-0 defeat at Woking. You mentioned in your post-game interview with Chris, you were really disappointed with the first half in particular. Without asking you to kind of rehash what you said on Saturday, what in particular was it about that first half performance that disappointed you?
I think it's evident for everyone to see what was disappointing about it. I think they overrun us, they overpowered us. But they're a team that can do that to anyone on their day. They've done it to Notts County this season. They've done it to Chesterfield, who are another big physical side within the league. And I think it's the first time this year that a team's actually done that to us. So it was disappointing that we weren't really at it. But look, we've got a good group of lads who are prepared to dig deep and give everything from them. And they come out in the second half, they roll their sleeves up and they give it a real go. And there's big moments within games where goals can change games. Maskell gets to the byline and pulls it back across, and Fasamad should be on the end of it. And he's not, it changes the game. The sending off's been rescinded. So, potentially that's a penalty. When you watch it back on the video, he gets there first and then he brings him down. I know it's the 83rd minute, but goals in games at different stages change it. And I'm not saying that we would have warranted anything from the game or that we deserve to be back in it at that stage. But I thought in the second half, we matched them and we played some good football at times. We're in a really tricky league and I've talked about it and gone on about it. And we can't expect a group of lads that have just had a month off in a part-time environment to come back and start firing on all cylinders straight away. The Bournemouth game, the lads were running, like I've said before, you run on the adrenaline rather than your natural fitness and stuff like that. And then the Dover game, you had the low. And then the first half on Saturday, we had it. And credit to the lads, they've come out in the second half and they've given their all. It's not easy. I think we're in a really good position in the league. If you look at our points return to where we're at, we're 8 points away from the relegation zone. We're 2 points off of Altrincham with 3 games in hand. I think we've got something like the 13th best defensive record within the league. And it's something that all I heard all summer and about we need to keep the goals down, 99 goals. If we want to have success in this league, you can't concede sloppy goals. And it's something that I agree on, and it's something we believe on. I think it's something across the board of football in a whole that you do. You need to keep clean sheets. We've kept 7 this season, which for me is remarkable considering from where we've come from to where we are. I think we've been defensively sound. And the hardest thing in football is to put the ball in the back of the net. And you can go look through all the leagues in the Premier League. If you look at the bottom 5 clubs to probably up to the bottom 8 clubs within the Premier League and look at their goals return, to how many goals they're scoring, to how many they're conceding. It happens across all stages of football. We'd all love to be able to go sign an Ollie Palmer. We all would. But it's not where we're at. We're constantly working hard. We are in for a couple of players that we're trying to get over the line and get deals done. Whether they happen or not, it's one of those things. But we're trying. We're trying to improve. We're trying to improve the squad to help the squad. But collectively, we'll keep working hard. It's a big game tomorrow night. And it's a game that we're all looking forward to. The lads have done a Zoom recovery tonight to try and give themselves the best opportunity to recover and be as fresh as they can for tomorrow night.
And you mentioned tomorrow night, and obviously I think we all know about the dangers that Notts County brings, certainly going forwards. And you referenced there that we've certainly seen a much improved performance defensively this year. But is that coming at the detriment of attacking outlets, creating chances? Because, I think take out the Dover game since October, we've only scored 7 goals in 12 league games. What can we do to address that whilst being aware of the very real threats that teams like Notts County bring?
You need to be clinical in games, and it's like I've just talked about all the goals that are scored at all levels of football from teams from probably mid-table down. You've got to be clinical. When you get your chances, you've got to take them, and it's the hardest thing in football to do. You can keep working on it. We keep working on it with the strikers, but if you look in this league, teams don't just have, like even Woking, and Woking, like you say, the mid-table in the league, Dowser's doing a great job over there. They've gone full-time. They brought on Nicky Kabamba and Jamal Loza. That says it all, and that's Woking. And, you know, whether we feel we should be going to Woking and winning and competing, it's a game that, I think every game, I never look at a team like a Woking or that, and you go into it and you say, we should be winning there. All games are difficult at this level, and I've just given you 2 centre forwards that have come off of their bench that were getting a lot of squads within this league and getting a lot of starting lineups within this league. I think the biggest thing this season, which we've done really well, we've beaten all the teams that we've needed to beat around us. We've taken points off of all the teams that have been in and around us. And I keep saying it, we're going to have difficult points within the season. You're going to have downs, you're going to have lows. That's what it's like, realistically, to be involved in the bottom half of a league table. When you're involved in the top half of a league table, like Notts County, who we're playing at the minute, they go win 5s and 6s on the bounce, and they win like 3-1s, they win 4-1s, they win 3-0, they win 2 or 3-1. They're conceding goals, but they're attack-minded because they've got some of the best attack-minded players in the league. So it does leave them slightly open, but that's football.
So we can expect to see sort of, I say more of the same, I guess a respect shown to Notts County. We're not going to be gung-ho. We're not going to change tactics. You know, the game plan stays the same for tomorrow night.
When we go on about game plans and tactics and stuff like that, every team you come up against, they have their strengths and weaknesses. You've got to nullify their strengths and you've got to attack their weaknesses. So depending on what their strengths and their weaknesses are, that's what you attack, and that's the game plan and that's the tactics. Look, whether we can get enough info into the lads between now and tomorrow night on their strengths and weaknesses, which we all know, and the lads know it from the previous game. There's not a lot's changed with Notts County. They've played a couple of formations, 4-3-3 and 3-5-2. They changed at half-time from 3-5-2 to 4-3-3 against Kings Lynn last time out. So we know their threats. We know that the shape that they play. We know the kind of patterns of play that they want to play to build up the play and to get into our final third. It's down to us to stop their key players once we get them in the final third and stop them supplying their key players. Like as we saw, Callum Roberts, for me, is one of the best players in the league. He can change a game on his head. He scored a hat-trick against Kings Langley out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And it helps him go on and win the game. So, yes, he's a major threat, and we've got to stop the supply to him. Sometimes it's not just stopping him as an individual, it's stopping the supply to players like that. Rodriguez, I can reel off pretty much near on their starting 11 of the talented players that they have within their squad. He's done a great job there, and they play some great football. And we're really looking forward to the challenge tomorrow night. Even though the fixture list they're coming thick and fast now, we're looking forward to the challenge.
And you mentioned just previously there about young Douglas James Taylor. So his red card has been rescinded by the National League panel this afternoon, so he's available tomorrow. He's obviously had a fairly limited chance in his couple of weeks with us, but what do you think he can bring to this team, and certainly in that context of trying to plug that sort of lack of goals gap?
He's got power and pace, like I told you before. He's a good finisher. He's a young lad learning his trade, and that's why they make this step to our level. I think the step is getting bigger and bigger now between the 23s football and the National League. And you see forwards, it's the hardest position in football to bring in and get a goal scorer. Everyone's trying it through all the levels. Like you see a lot of League One clubs now, League Two clubs are trying to loan lads from the Premier League. And they're not going in and they don't set the world on fire straight away. It takes time. So it's one of them. We like him. I think he's got a lot of potential. You just need to be patient with these young lads. We've got the youngest squad in the National League. We can't get away from that. And there's a reason for that. Like if you look at Wokins, they've probably got one of the most experienced squads in the National League. And it's something that, we're always trying to improve as a team game by game. We're going to have dips in form. We're going to have bad performances and we're going to have bad halves of football. I don't think we've had too many terrible halves of football this season. If you look back over the course of the 21 league games we've had, I don't think there's been too many bad halves of football where we've been that bad that we've been totally dominating and totally out of it. And I think that's a credit to the lads to be putting in that level of performance up against full-time teams when you're a part-time outfit within this league.
In terms of obviously Tuesday night under the lights at Grosvenor Vale, we had a fantastic result and a brilliant atmosphere when we beat Grimsby earlier in the season. And I'm not going to ask you an obvious question in terms of do you want the fans behind you, but just how much of a difference, especially in the context of a little bit of a difficult run we're on, how much of a difference can a crowd make to this squad of players?
The fans always make a difference. They always made a massive difference. They were good again on Saturday. They stuck with the team all the way to the end. I get the frustrations at the end. Look, we're all frustrated. No one wants to lose games of football and that. We're all in it to win games of football. We all love it. It makes your weekend when you win a game of football. It's massive for fans. The atmosphere at the Grimsby game was incredible. We're going to need them because this will be a really tough game. This will be probably one of our bigger tests this season because they're starting to hit form. And when you play the big clubs like we found when Stockport come here, we were really competitive for about 63 minutes. And then they just went through the gears and then ended up scoring their second, their third and their fourth. So this is what the big clubs can do. They've not just got the starting 11, they've got the subs bench as well. So, they've got players that can come and change it from all angles. But we're looking forward to the challenge. And we just need everyone all in it together. I keep saying it, we all need to be in it together. There's going to be difficult patches. We all have different opinions of the game, which is for everyone's entitled to their opinions, but we've all got to stick together. I think if before the start of the season, if you would have asked any fan, any board member, any one of us in the management team, any of the players at this stage of the season, would you be happy being 8 points outside the relegation zone? You'd bite their hands off. And I think you'd take it no matter what style of football you were playing, whether you were playing open football and you were winning 5-4 every week, or whether you were playing boring football and winning 1-0. It's about accumulating points. It's a tough league. It's a relentless league. You can't put in the level of performances that potentially us as a management team want to see every week and the fans want to see every week. It's a very difficult league to be involved in.
And just looking at Saturday, there's a bit of an echo there. I don't know if you can hear that. But one of the things that was evident, and I know we've touched upon a difficult first half, are we seeing enough from midfield in terms of breaking lines, looking to support the forwards? Is that, have the players been told to hold position? Are we doing enough from a midfield perspective to get up around the box and, score goals that way?
I think we've talked about it before. I think it's one of the hardest, same as a goal. It's a goal. We're talking about goal scoring midfielders. If you look at this league in here, there's probably a handful of them. And they're all at the big clubs, and they're all at the clubs that are at the top of the league. We'd all love a goal-scoring midfielder that can run on and get in the box and get back. That's it. We encourage we have patterns. We encourage them to get around the box and score. There's an art to it. It's just not that. It's not a natural thing that you can just coach into someone to score goals from midfield. I think collectively as a team, and I don't look at it, dig the forwards out because we defend from the front. So our defensive record has been unbelievable this season because the way the front lads work, they work their socks off. The midfield, the way they plug gaps and get back in their shape quickly when the ball changes hands. It's difficult to do that for long periods of game, and the lads have done it this season. And it's a huge credit to them. They're giving everything they can, and there are times we have come up short, and our quality has been not up to where we'd like it to be. And the lads are disappointed because there is more quality than what we're showing at times within the league. But we just got to keep sticking at it and keep working hard.
And finally, Stuart, I know you and Matty work very hard behind the scenes, but obviously with the news announced by the club last week about the new directors and potentially some investment, is there anything we're expecting or hopeful for in the sort of the transfer market?
But we're trying every avenue. We're trying permanent signings and loan signings. I've said it before, this is a very difficult window to deal in. If you look at Wrexham, they've had to go spend 300 grand to bring a forward in.
Madness.
And is he going to come in and be proven and score goals at this level? No one knows. That's football, but that is this league, and it's hard. Like the realistic is, we do like players from the league below, but you do have to buy players, and that's where it is in this window. You don't get the opportunity to speak to them out of contract until the summer. So. Look, we're working tirelessly behind the scenes. Look, we want to improve the squad. We are trying to. It's never an easy market to deal in.
Of course. Well, Stu, really appreciate your time. We are really excited about the game tomorrow night. Should be another big crowd.
So are we.
So we wish you all the best, and see you at the Vale.
Thank you, Adam. Take care, mate. Have a good evening. See you later.
Bye, buddy.